Hey friends and family, what's going on? Um, I'm up. I'm up for a vinyl update. It's been a little while. I've been posting, but it's time for an update and a little update about some other things. Once again, I want to say that I'm so glad that I went ahead and posted the thread because what people are sharing is profound. It's really profound. And I wanted to ask my sister Stephanie. Stephanie, do you remember the Golden Goose Hotel or whatever it was on 16th and William? That's where when I would get to that point that I would get hit by rocks. And did that ever happen to you? And do you remember when our cousin Barbara, I think Barbara was maybe 7 or 8, do you remember when she got pushed out into traffic by some white men? Do you remember that? Yeah, some heavy shit. So I wanted to share that I have some new records, but my time is a little tight right now. I Indrima is on hold for a while because Nick is really sick. He just kind of had a delayed reaction to something that he ate or something in Africa, so we're not able to rehearse this week. But consequently, I've joined another band, which might sound crazy to some of y'all, but 2 years ago, after I came back on tour from Europe with Sun Ambulance, the keyboardist Dan and I were friends, and we really became close on the tour. And he approached me 2 years ago, sometime after we came back from the tour, and really kind of seized activity for the time being at Sun Ambulance, and wanted to know if I would be interested in maybe contributing some bass ideas to a project he was working on. And he's been working on it ever since. And finally, he asked me if I could come over. And at first, the idea was just to come and listen to the ideas, but I took my bass, and I loved what they were doing. It's Dan, another former member of Sun Ambulance, but he was also in several other Omaha bands, Statistics, Kite Pilot, and then the guitar player from a really good new band from Omaha called Noah's Ark was a Spaceship. So I just went over and I gelled right away. I learned all their songs last night and really like it. So it's a nice slow butt boiling project. Not even planning to try to play live until next summer, and I like that because again I need to balance my things. Tonight I just got home a little while ago, and from doing some more film work on this short film that I'm participating in, and I did my voiceovers tonight. So my final scenes will come. The director wants to wait until the leaves start changing color, and then I'll finish up my scenes, and then it'll probably be online as soon as they finish producing it. They'll put it online, and I'll direct your attention to it. Something else that just happened that I'm pleased about, although I'm not going to get paid, and I don't care. I do need the money. But I was approached by a woman out of England who is the UK. I hope I didn't offend anyone. Who is making a documentary on the Sarah Records label, and she messaged me and said she saw my video where I showed my Sarah, and it really, really touched her, especially how I referred to some of their music as soul music, which you wouldn't expect. These twee, probably, really lame-looking young white kids singing this music can barely play, but man, I hear their soul. So anyway, she approached me, and I'm going to make a video like this that she will include in the documentary. I'm honored. Excuse me. So with that in mind, let me show you some new things. Once again, I start out by thanking the vinyl community in general, and specifically Sonic Mainliner for turning me on to this. Jürgen Mueller, is it Muller or Mueller? This is beautiful. Science of the Scene. I believe, I liked the cover when you showed it, but I believe you were playing it in the video. And that caught my ear, and this is beautiful. I think it's on several different colors. Is yours green or red? The Digitalis label out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, of all places. It's like, I need to find out about these folks down in Tulsa, what they doing down there. This is a wonderful, wonderful album of electronic beauty. Just killer. Killer. I picked up used absolutely pristine, brand new, it appears, copy of Inner Urge by Joe Henderson. Joe Henderson is another one of my favorite sax players. He's not trying at all to be in the league of someone like John Coltrane. He's just a great player. Plays with a lot of feeling. Good old Blue Note, y'all. You know what I'm saying. Good old Blue Note. Let's see that label. There it is. Good old Blue Note. He's got McCoy Tyner on here, Elvin Jones, and Bob Cranshaw. And a couple of the tracks stand out. The whole album is not dynamite. A couple of the tracks really stand out. El Barrio was the one. El Barrio. So yeah, that's jamming. Been wanting to get some vinyl by this group. There are many groups and many artists I like that I only have on CD, so I haven't had a chance to talk about them. Plus all these other artists I want to talk about that just haven't got a chance to. But here's one I love, 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 love. The Bird and the Bee. This is Ray Guns Are Not Just the Future. I love this duo. The album before this one I like even better. But, you know, this one sounds better on vinyl than download. I got it as a download. And, it's pop, but it's really well crafted, well written, really super well played. It's on the Blue Note label. Like, you can't see it, but it's on the current Blue Note imprint, which of course you know is nothing compared to what it used to be. But interesting that this is what Blue Note thinks they should be trying to push to the market these days. A bit of trivia. The young lady you see there, that's Inara George. That's Lowell George's daughter. Lowell George of Little Feat. Okay? Girl is fabulous. Been wanting this album mainly for my collection, but I'm glad I got it because now that I've heard it all the way through, there's something good on it. I always only heard the first part, but I wanted it anyway because I love the drummer, Tony Williams. And it's The Bum's Rush. The Old Bum's Rush by Tony Williams' Lifetime. I'm going to keep going even though the dog is competing with me. I had a conversation with my neighbor about the dog, but it just ain't going to do no good. The dog is nuts. It looks like it's in perfect condition. And what I would say about what Tony was trying to do with this band, Lifetime, was I think it was his version of trying to do progressive rock, jazz rock. There's a female vocalist on here who I don't really like. Kind of like the singer for, is it Savage Rose or is it Savage Grace? I believe it's Savage Rose. And that's the other reference point that I'll make is this kind of reminds me of just a slightly funkier, jazzier Savage Rose. The highlight of the album are the last two songs on side 2, which I had never heard till I bought it. I only ever heard the first side, which I did not like. And listening to it now with it in my possession, it's still like I don't quite understand what they were going for. I don't think it was... I can't imagine that Tony was really happy with this. It wasn't what I think he wanted it to be. Side 2 is getting close, but really happy to have this in excellent, brand new condition. Now this I took a chance on today. There was nothing else in the used store I like to go to and check out, and so I thought I took a chance because again, it's something I can take back if I don't really want it. But it's a band called the Festival of Dead Deer. The Many Faces of Mental Illness, a collection. Now, what caught my interest besides the title, The Many Faces of Mental Illness, I'm a mental health specialist, that's what I do, was the fact that this is on the 3-1G label. And 3-1G has put out many records by The Locusts, by the cat from Mars Volta. Their records are almost always very interesting pressings, to say the least. This band reminds me a little bit of The Locusts, kind of scratchy, noisy, kind of punky, kind of mathy. Not quite as crazy as The Locusts, but I also like the vinyl. I said, oh, okay, it's used, it's less than $10. I can take a chance on this. And look at that cute, it's not cute, that's interesting vinyl. So I bought that today. I've only given it a cursory listen, so just okay. I completed my Radiohead remixes by getting the last 2. There's 6 in total. I like these better than the album itself. I really like these remixes better. Let's take another look. Get them all. Okay. Okay. I say get them all. I went back and listened to the Radiohead album all the way through. Matter of fact, with a good friend of mine, Frank. Jeff recommend 58 has met Frank. Frank is an extreme Radiohead fan and has seen them twice, 3 times I think, traveled with his son to see them. And he had to admit, these remixes are dynamite. Dynamite. There's 6 of them. I love this artwork. And they're all coming out in October on 1 CD. But I had to get the vinyl. Love it, love it, love it. Just a couple more quick things, since this is like having a conversation with friends. I'm so glad, Lazarus, you got the records and that you dug it, and that the Michael Honig was an addition. I thought it was possible you, and I figured you knew about it, and I thought you might have it, but I said, let me send it anyway, you know. My pleasure, absolutely my pleasure to share that music with you. I do share and will continue to share. I wish I could afford to share more. Postage is expensive as hell. Matter of fact, I've befriended someone through the vinyl community from Portugal. Fabio is his name, and we've been talking a little bit. And I mentioned to him the idea of sending him records, but he had to tell me that the post service there is so bad that they won't make it to him. He shared that he had bought a Coltrane album through the mail, and it came in pieces. So that's really sad. That's really sad. But also, I was looking earlier at some videos, and Ryan Rocks got in an amazing copy of this album. I don't have the version he has, but I wanted to show it. He got Bigger's Opera Pathfinder. He got the big fold out. The album folds out into a poster. Now this is a German copy with the poster, but it's included inside. And it is also a swirl. I, like Ryan, and maybe some of you other guys, I don't know, who I know Ryan, really likes the Vertigo swirl. And I do too. And I'd like to call myself a collector, but as he knows, and some of you other folks know, those records are really collectible, and they don't go cheap for the most part. So whenever I find them, even if I don't like the artist, I grab it. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Since we mostly talk about vinyl, I don't really get to talk about records. I'm going to grab something I just decided to play the other night because of my stereo project for. Oh, there it is. Okay. Excuse me, guys. So I just want to share some music that I kind of forgot about. As we do, we have so many records, we don't listen to everything, but I don't have these on vinyl, but I want to show them because I really enjoyed this last night. Project 4, I believe. Project 2. Project 2. This is Robert Fripp, Adrian Belew, and Trey Gunn of King Crimson. But what's interesting is it's Adrian Belew on drums. Now, when I put it on, I just right away I heard listening to the drums really good, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that sounds like Pat Mastelotto, not Bill Bruford. But I hadn't listened to this in a while, and I go and look. It's Adrian Belew on the drums. Killing it. Funky. Funky as a mother with his bad ass. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So, this was really a great rediscovery in my collections. 2 CDs, Space Groove. I listened to almost all of Space Groove and Vector Patrol. Then I played a little bit of that. Really good. Really good. Surprised me. I forgot. And so, I'll also give credit where it's due. I was inspired to do this by Glass Orchid Aftermath, who's going through the 30-day purge, or no buying. And so he's rediscovering his collection. I said, yeah, that's a great idea. Of course, I'm always trying to do it anyway, but that was what got me to do it. The other thing I pulled out, because I thought to myself, I remember this sounding pretty good. I bet you it'll sound good on these new speakers. Psychosonic. I looked up the credits, and there's a Daniel Lentz on here, but it can't be the Daniel Lentz I'm thinking of. The Daniel Lentz I'm thinking of is a much older cat doing ambient stuff. This is electro, techno, stomping. You can tell that it's 90s. It doesn't quite sound dated, but you know how beats change with the times? You notice how rhythms, there'll be rhythms that are popular, and then you can almost date things by the beat. This is about 1995. This is real good. Real good. Really well produced. Does not sound dated. Like I said, I can just tell though that by the beats it's 90s, but it sounds great. What I'm saying is, like, if I were DJing and I popped on one of these tracks, people wouldn't miss a beat because it rocks. It rocks. Psychosonic, I just thought I'd show that. I will end this by saying, for explanation of folks who don't know me, as a mental health specialist and over 30 years in the field, plus having one myself, I deal with a lot of stuff, a lot of heavy stuff. Just recently, I had a client whose girlfriend committed suicide. But just a quick story. I just want to give you a perspective about why sometimes I seem to be so serious. This work is heavy. His girlfriend went into the hospital because she was depressed and suicidal. But she's on public assistance, so she has no insurance. So when the Medicaid insurance runs out, which is usually 2 to 3 days, regardless of your condition, your ass is out. They discharged her, and less than 2 hours later, she killed herself. Okay? Her boyfriend, who is one of my clients, was doing pretty good, but about 3 days later, I get a call from him. And I work with people in their homes, and he was going to kill himself. I race out there, and he's up on the bed. He's got the rope around his neck. He's got a high ceiling. And that shit is deep. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Another partner of mine went to visit one of his regular older women clients who has a lot of health problems, COPD. Didn't answer the phone, didn't answer the door. He got a creepy feeling. Has to go in, find that stiff-ass, dead-ass body. Because of our protocol, we have to choose to do life-saving, you know, and they prefer for us to try even if the person's dead, you know. And I feel for my brother because he had to touch the body to see, and she was already in rigor mortis, you know what I'm saying? Now, again, my sister Stephanie, who's watching, will remember this because she was the person. I don't remember if it was her or if it was both of us. But when we were kids, one time we were being babysit, we woke up and the babysitter was dead in the living room. That traumatized the absolute shit out of me. I couldn't even go in that living room. I don't know how long it took. Do you remember that, Stephanie? So what I'm trying to say is, I know that I have a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder that I think I handle pretty well. But it has to do with why this obviously typical and well-established act of trolling that goes on the internet at first was really, upsetting me. I give a shit now. I'm still gonna not let you people dislike me. You know, I'm just gonna turn the thing off. You know, it's pathetic. You know, but the thing is, I'm not gonna lower myself. I still love you guys. You know, and I know the truth of the matter is that if I'd probably be working with you. I could probably help you. You know, I know I can. You know, it's just very obvious that someone's life is not in order when they'll go out of their way to try to bring discomfort to someone else, a total stranger, or even if you know me. You know, I know from the messages you've sent, you go out of your way to bug me, and you're not. It's sad. But I need to explain to my friends, you know, the nature of my work, and I really wish that I could retire. I can't afford to retire. I've been working my current job for 26 years. I can't go out in public without being assailed by people that I've worked with. I'll be in Target or trying to get some milk at the store, and they chase me down. Dereck, it's so good to see you. I just want to tell you how I'm doing. I've had this happen so many occasions where I'll just be doing something and I'll see an old client and they'll just say, man, all I needed to do was see you. I'm okay now. Whoa. And the other thing is, people, I know it's not me. I'm not doing anything. It's the divine. It's the spirit. You know, that's the thing I kind of talk about in these videos, and I'm going on a little bit now, but yeah, this is important, you know. It's that spirit that runs through all of us that we can be completely oblivious of and ignorant to, or we can tap into it and become more whole and share it and just kind of help this sad ass fucking planet. There's an F-bomb. I'm just the only one. Have you noticed that I've really been good since someone was gracious enough to dislike me and then write me and tell me that's why? Too many F-bombs, Dereck. Okay, so I only did one. So, does that merit a dislike? And so what I'm trying to also portray to you folks is I'm not upset and bothered and freaked out by this shit. It was incensing me because I know that I'm hooked into a deep well of compassion that I have to in order to keep doing the work the way I do it, because I'm tired as hell. And I'm tired of problems, you know, tired of all this, you know. But what do you do? What can you do? All you can do is keep going and either make it worse or try to help. I am far from perfect, folks. You know, I have major hang-ups and problems, but I keep them to myself and I try to help others, and I try to help this planet. So I hope that explains. It won't change the behavior of those who can't understand, because see, I already understand that now, that the people that are hell-bent on causing problems for others, they don't understand. You know, one thing I think is that if they could understand, then they could give me, you know, an intelligent reason why they act like they do, but they can't. So that's where that's at. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing fine. Probably going to still disable the like and dislike button. If you really want people to know that you're liking my videos, favorite the video, and then it'll show up in people's recommendeds and stuff, or activity on the activity page, you know. The main thing is just, you know, I think I've said enough, okay? And I want to end by getting back to the vinyl and the music. Oh, one more thing, actually. See, this is what's so cool about this. The responses have been incredible. And Sublime Media brought up the whole aspect of film, which I love as well. I don't watch much film right now, but he mentioned those great films, which I've seen pretty much all those. Bergman, Fassbender, Herzog, Akira Kurosawa. Good God Almighty, folks. Talk about having the universe displayed for you to consume, to take in and grow from and learn from and be touched by. Film is amazing. So I'm glad he brought that up. I would imagine there are film groups on here, or is a film group. Probably won't be going there because this is truly my addiction, is the vinyl, but I just wanted to say that. Everyone's responses. People have been so cool in sharing personal things. I could say names, but I'm not gonna. I just wanted to mention the one because of the film thing, which I thought was cool. But thank you so much, people, for opening up and sharing your lives with me. I think that these actions have a positive reverberation. We need to do this. As people say, keep it in the groove, keep the vinyl spinning. Make it happen, people. Much love to all of you.